What I eat in a day as a fat person that is not focused on weight loss. Sorted with fried eggs and sriracha.
Starting the day with fried eggs is a solid move. High quality protein, fats that keep energy stable, and the sriracha adds a little kick that can boost appetite and digestion. The choice of frying method matters here too. Too much oil can push this meal towards heavy, but if it's just a light fry, it's satisfying and balanced. Eggs also provide choline, which supports brain function and focus. Not a bad way to kick off the morning.
Cheetos.
Going from eggs to Cheetos is a sharp pivot. Cheetos are pure crunch and flavor, but also mostly refined carbs and oils. They deliver instant satisfaction, but very little in terms of lasting fuel. This is more of a fun snack moment, and while that has its place, the lack of protein or fiber means hunger may creep back pretty quickly. Not inherently bad, just not carrying much nutritional weight.
Nuts clusters.
Candy mid morning means blood sugar spikes and a guaranteed drop not long after. These are pure sugar bombs wrapped in crunchy nostalgia. Enjoyable, sure, but paired with Cheetos, it sets a pattern of grazing on quick hit foods rather than something that sustains. A sweet here and there isn't a disaster, but stacking them can build up fatigue and cravings for later.
My favorite lunch. Veggies, hummus, ranch, cheese pretzels, and turkey.
Now, this is a meal. We got fibers from veggies, protein from turkey, healthy fats from hummus, and a little indulgence with cheese and pretzels. It's a snack plate style lunch that keeps things interesting and colorful. Compared to the snacky start of the day, this is where balance finally shows up. Turkey brings lean protein, hummus adds plant based nutrition, and the vegetables save the day.
Reindeer cherries are my favorite.
Rainier cherries are gold. They're packed with antioxidants, fiber, and natural sweetness that feels refreshing after a salty and sugary morning. The addition of water here is also key. Hydration is often overlooked, but makes a huge difference in energy and digestion. Honestly, cherries plus water might be the most health conscious moment of the day.
Cool water. Pesto chicken pasta.
This is a hearty, comforting meal. Pesto brings healthy fats from olive oil and pine nuts. Chicken adds protein, and the pasta gives carbs for energy. This combination is satisfying and filling without feeling too heavy, especially if portion size is moderate. The basil and garlic in pesto also have anti inflammatory properties, which is a win.
An adult beverage.
Capping the day with an alcoholic drink is a common relaxation ritual. The trade off is hydration and sleep quality. Alcohol can interfere with both. In moderation, it's not a major issue, but paired with a carb heavy dinner, it can add to slugginess.
Okay, love you, bye.
This day is a mix of indulgence and balance. The morning snacks leaned heavy on ultra processed quick hits, but lunch and dinner grounded things with real protein, fiber, and flavor. Strengths of the day include hydration, fresh fruit, and a balanced lunch and dinner. Weaknesses are back to back processed snacks that leave energy unstable and a drink that may cut into the rest. Overall, it's a playful, mixed bag kind of day. I'd give this a 6.5 out of 10. Not perfect, not disastrous, just a day that shows personality and a little chaos. Today's another What I Eat in a Day fat edition. Be nice, no hate, just vibes.
What I eat in a day as a happy fat woman. Thanksgiving leftovers edition. Obviously, you have so much food in your fridge after Thanksgiving. Let's eat it, girls. I started off with my homemade quiche. I was really in an egg phase this week, and I watched this really bad movie on Netflix while I ate a piece of this like caramelized onion and aged truffle cheddar quiche that I made. My cat loves eggs. I love sharing food with her.
Starting the day with quiche is rich and satisfying. Eggs bring protein, the cheese adds fats and depth, and the caramelized onions give sweetness with fiber. Truffle cheddar is a bold choice. Flavorful but also heavy. This is a more of a brunch vibe meal than a light morning start, but it definitely fuels you for hours. Sharing bites with a cat? That's less about nutrition and more about joy. And honestly, that matters too.
I think it's so fun. After doing some shopping and being out for far too long, I needed to have a full Thanksgiving meal as my lunch. Thanksgiving Day food is honestly not my favorite. I love stuffing, and that's really the only thing I'm like looking forward to, but I had fun this year. On the plate today, we've got stuffing, we've got a mouth is not working fast enough. Roasted butternut squash, mashed potatoes, lemon frances flounder, and a piece of focaccia that my friend made. While I was out
This is a classic holiday food territory. Lots of carbs, lots of richness, and a mix of comfort and celebration. Stuffing is bread heavy but flavorful. Mashed potatoes bring creaminess, but not much staying power without added protein. Squash is a win for fiber, vitamins, and natural sweetness. Flounder lightens things with lean protein. The homemade focaccia on top of all of that makes this a carb parade. The plate overall is filling, but leans heavy, leaving less energy and most post-meal crash.
shopping, I got a little bag of Cheez-Its, and I couldn't resist. They weren't the best, but like it definitely scratched an itch. And then I need a little sweet treat. I love Take Five. It's one of my favorite Reese's products.
A bag of Cheez-Its after a feast is definitely grazing behavior. It's crunchy, salty, and addictive, but not really adding anything new nutritionally. The itch got scratched, but this is basically empty fuel.
I was stuffed for a while, but finally around like 9 o'clock, I decided to have a little bit of mac and cheese. I made the mac and cheese this year, so I put a little breadcrumb topping on it because you know it's what I do. And little fun fact, that napkin is actually embroidered by my late grandmother.
Ending with mac and cheese is peak comfort food. Pasta plus creamy cheese equals satiety, but also heaviness if eaten late at night. The breadcrumb topping adds crunch, but it's basically more refined carbs on carbs. Still, making it yourself means it's probably less processed than box versions, which I guess is a plus.
Love them. My husband decided to leave a very small portion of a brown butter cookie from Whole Foods for me, and so I had a little treat.
A cookie cap off ties the whole day together. The brown butter adds richness and nuttiness, but at this point, it's a small extra layer on top of an already indulgent spread. The portion being small keeps it from going overboard, but nutritionally, it's just another sugar hit. This was a holiday leftovers day, so naturally, it was indulgent, carb loaded, and all about comfort. Strengths include home cooking, variety of flavors, and some hidden nutrient wins like squash and flounder. Weaknesses are clear: carb overload, minimal balance with fiber or greens, and a heavy emphasis on grazing with processed snacks layered in. It's celebratory, not sustainable, but not every day needs to be. I'd give this a 6 out of 10. Cozy, nostalgic, but nutritionally lopsided.
I eat in a day as a fat influencer, thanks Piers, who's just trying to live the best life. So for breakfast slash lunch on this day, I had two cheesy toasties.
This is comfort food at its peak. Bread, butter, and melty cheese pressed into crispy perfection. Two of them, though, means you're starting the day with a very carb and fat heavy base, and not much else. It's filling, it's indulgent, and it's emotionally satisfying. But without protein, variety, or fiber, it won't keep energy smooth for long. It's less fuel and more treat yourself kind of meal. And don't get me wrong, I have a grilled cheese every single day.
I know, I am disgusting. And then we went out for an Indian later that night. I had Summersby cider and it was just
Cider is basically sweetened alcohol, refreshing, crisp, and very easy to drink, especially when traveling. The downside is sugar content plus alcohol, which together make blood sugar and hydration swing all over the place. It's enjoyable in the moment, but not exactly a body friendly pairing with carb heavy food.
I don't know what it is about Summersby abroad. Like, I don't know why I like it so much more. Who knows? Then I had a vegetable Rogan Josh with some lemon rice.
This is where balance shows up. Rogan Josh, even in its veggie form, is hearty and loaded with spices that bring anti-inflammatory benefits. The vegetables add fiber, vitamins, and some volume to the dish. Pairing it with lemon rice means carbs are definitely center stage, but the acidity from the lemon can help with digestion and flavor balance. Compared to the toasties, this meal adds much needed variety and nutrients.
We were gonna do, well, I say we, I was gonna convince Brendan to do Gotta Go My Own Way from High School Musical, but it was dead, so we just left there, found some mates, drank way too much.
Social drinking has less to do with health and more with social bonding. Too much alcohol is dehydrating, messes with sleep, and can increase cravings. But in context, this is about living life and having experiences, not just eating perfectly. The too much admission is honest and it gives insight into the day's overall balance. It tipped indulgent. This day leaned indulgent and celebratory. Cheesy toasties for comfort, Indian food for flavor and variety, and drinks for socializing. Strengths include getting real vegetables in through the curry, enjoying food that's cultural and flavorful, and the honest self awareness of choices. Weaknesses are the reliance on bread, cheese, and alcohol with limited protein diversity or hydration support. Overall, it's a fun, chaotic day that prioritizes enjoyment over structure. I'd give this a 6.5 out of 10. Flavorful and memorable, but nutritionally lopsided.
What's up, bitches? Here's what I ate today as a fat person. I had a bagel with Kite Hill cream cheese and this very dry vegan turkey.
A bagel is a carb-heavy start, dense, filling, but not nutrient-packed on its own. Adding plant-based cream cheese brings some fats, and vegan turkey attempts protein, but depending on the brand. It's often more processed than nutrient-rich. This is a quick, convenient breakfast, but it doesn't offer much balance. Mostly carbs, some fat, and a little protein that may not be very sustaining.
Then I had the rest of my leftover pizza slice.
Leftover pizza midday is basically a repeat of breakfast's theme: refined carbs, fats, and not much else. It's comforting, satisfying, and undeniably enjoyable, but nutritionally, it doesn't cover bases like vegetables or protein variety. It keeps the day running on quick satisfaction rather than fueling long-term energy.
I had a peanut butter chocolate bar thingy.
This adds sugar and fat with a touch of protein from the peanut butter. It's more of a dessert than a snack, and while it's tasty, it continues the pattern of grazing on quick hits. It satisfies a craving, but it's not adding anything meaningful to the nutrient profile of the day.
A veggie burger with lots of pickles, because I like pickles. A soon veggie cup noodle with an egg.
Finally, some balance. Veggie burgers vary in quality, but they usually bring plant protein and fiber. The abundance of pickles adds flavor, crunch, and probiotics if they're fermented. Though, the sodium content skyrockets. This meal at least gestures towards a main course, with structure compared to the snacky earlier choices. Cup noodles are a salt bomb, but adding an egg instantly upgrades the protein and richness. It's still processed, but the egg balances it slightly and makes it feel more like a real meal. Still, high in sodium and low vegetable content means it's not the strongest dinner option.
I had a frozen burrito, went out with my friends, and when I got back, I had canes for the first time.
Frozen burritos vary widely, but generally, they're convenient, filling, and carb heavy. They offer protein depending on the filling, but are still processed and sodium packed. It keeps hunger away, but it doesn't really elevate the day's nutritional profile. Ending the day with fast food fried chicken is indulgent and celebratory. Cane's is known for crispy breading, dipping sauce, and pure flavor. It's satisfying, high in protein and fat, but offers very little in terms of balance. No fiber, minimal micronutrients, just a heavy, greasy finale. This day is chaotic and snack heavy. Lots of processed choices, repeating carbs and fats with little variety. Strengths include protein sprinkled in through eggs, veggie burger, and chicken, plus some probiotics from pickles. Weaknesses are obvious: sodium overload, lack of vegetables, and a grazing all day pattern that leaves energy unstable. It's a fun social kind of day, but nutritionally, it's all over the place. I'd give it a 5.5 out of 10, carried by protein moments, dragged down by heavy reliance on fast food and processed snacks.
This is what I, a fat person, eat in a day to lose weight, starting off the morning with a breakfast crunch wrap, not from the drive-thru, but from the kitchen.
This is a filling, balanced start. Eggs for protein, bacon for fats, potatoes for carbs, and cheese for flavor. Wrapping it all up makes it portable and fun. Compared to a fast food version, making it at home is a strength since you can control the quality of ingredients. It's hearty, satisfying, and more balanced than it looks on the surface.
You can see it, but it's potato, bacon, egg, and a little bit of cheese in a low-carb tortilla. I had a mandarin orange or two, I can't remember, it's just fruit. Next, we have our mega pint of Greek yogurt, and I know it's all liquidy and nasty and gross, but doesn't matter because I'm gonna mix in vanilla syrup to it anyway. I do 2 servings of yogurt, so I also do 2 servings of syrup, which is 2 fluid ounces. Once you mix that all up, boom, you have a high-protein vanilla yogurt. But we don't stop there. Of course, I'm gonna add my mini M&Ms. This is my meal prep hack. If you don't have mini M&Ms on your grocery list, it's time to add it.
A refreshing contrast after the heavy crunch wrap. Mandarins provide vitamin C, hydration, and fiber in a simple, natural package. They lighten the day and bring nutrients that the savory breakfast didn't offer. A small but meaningful addition that shows some variety. This one is a double-edged sword. On the plus side, Greek yogurt brings serious protein and probiotics. On the downside, adding syrup and candy flips it into a dessert-level sugar bomb. It's still protein-packed and filling, but the sweet additions change the balance, leaning more indulgent than health-focused. It's a fun hack, but not necessarily the most nutrient-dense one.
After that, I had a green chili beef stick for a little snack before dinner. On the menu tonight are burrito bowls. I have ground turkey seasoned with taco seasoning, lazy girl Spanish rice, some fajita veggies, corn, black beans, queso, and Greek yogurt instead of sour cream.
This adds a salty, smoky burst of protein, portable and satisfying, but like many processed meats, it's high in sodium and additives. Still, it keeps the day protein rich, which is a consistent theme. This is the strongest meal of the day. It hits all the marks. Lean protein from turkey, fiber from beans and veggies, carbs from rice and corn, fats from queso and probiotics from the yogurt. It's colorful, hearty, and nutrient diverse. Yes, it's dense, but it's balanced. The dog food joke aside, this meal is probably the best nutrition check-in of the entire day.
This is what it looks like mixed. I know it looks like dog food, but it's not. It's my food. I ended the night with some chicken nuggets.
Ending with nuggets is classic comfort food. They bring protein and crunch, but they're fried and processed, making them more indulgence than nourishment. As a final cap to the day, it's not the worst choice, but it leans heavy after an already full day of eating. This day shows a clear focus on protein, with Greek yogurt, turkey, eggs, beef stick, and nuggets all making appearances. Strengths include the burrito bowl, which delivered balance and color, and the consistency of protein across all meals. Weaknesses are the reliance on processed add-ins like syrup, candy, beef sticks, and nuggets that dilute the nutrient quality. Overall, it's a quirky but intentional day of eating. I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10.
What I eat in a day as a fat person. Breakfast egg and avocado tacos. Half a peach and hot tea.
This is a fantastic start. Eggs bring protein, avocado adds healthy fats and fiber, and the taco format keeps it fun. The half peach brings in vitamins, antioxidants, and natural sweetness. Pairing it all with the tea instead of coffee leans gentler on digestion and hydration. It's a well-rounded, nourishing breakfast that balances flavor and nutrients beautifully.
Turkey sandwich on a sourdough bagel.
A turkey sandwich is straightforward and reliable. Lean protein, carbs for energy, and depending on what else is added, it can be decently balanced. The sourdough bagel adds more density than regular bread, meaning this is filling, heavy lunch. Still, protein from turkey makes it strong, though fiber might be lacking if veggies were skipped.
Rice, cauliflower, kale, and chicken.
This is hands down the nutritional highlight of the day. Rice gives carbs, chicken provides lean protein, and cauliflower plus kale brings fiber, antioxidants, and micronutrients. It's balanced, hearty, and full of color. Compared to earlier meals, this is the most intentional and clean in terms of structure.
Frosted mini wheat.
This is one of those sneaky, better cereal choices. It's got fiber from whole wheat and just enough sweetness to feel like a treat. Eating as a snack instead of a main meal is smart. It's satisfying without being overwhelming. Not a bad choice at all for an in-between bite.
Cucumber salad, oh my god, so good.
This adds freshness and crunch. Cucumbers are hydrating and light, especially after a heavier sandwich. Depending on the dressing, this could be either a refreshing palate cleanser or a sodium bomb. But overall, it's one of the cleaner, lighter moments of the day.
Salmon roll and spicy tuna roll. Okay, the end. Love you. Bye.
Finishing with sushi is both satisfying and nutrient rich. Salmon and tuna bring omega 3 fatty acids, high quality protein, and a leaner profile compared to fried options. The rice makes it carb heavy, but overall, sushi balances indulgence with nutrition pretty well. This is a strong dinner cap. This day has variety, balance, and clear nutrient highlights. Eggs, avocado, lean protein, vegetables, and omega 3s from sushi. Strengths include a diverse set of meals, multiple protein sources, and fresh produce sprinkled in. Weaknesses are minor. Some meals lean carb heavy without enough veggies, and snacking on cereal isn't the most nutrient dense. But overall, this is a solid day of eating that feels thoughtful and satisfying. I'd give it an 8 out of 10. Grounded, diverse, and enjoyable.
Everything I eat in a day as a fat girl who does whatever feels right for me. For a late breakfast / lunch, I'm having sushi. And the salami sherbet swirl.
This is an interesting pairing. Sushi is nutrient dense, lean protein from fish, carbs from rice, and depending on the roll, some veggies or seaweed that add minerals and fiber. Following it with the sorbet swirl is a sharp pivot into dessert, but it does add up refreshing sweetness and hydration. The combination is unconventional, but it mixes balance and indulgence.
For a snack, I'm having 2 dates.
Dates are nature's candy, high in natural sugars, but also fiber, potassium, and antioxidants. Having just 2 makes it more of a mindful sweet snack than overindulgence. It's quick fuel, but at least with nutrients attached.
For dinner, I'm having 3 pieces of this chicken, tomato, and spinach pizza.
This is a classic comfort food with a little upgrade. The chicken adds protein, the spinach and tomato bring in vegetables, and the pizza base delivers carbs and fat. Having 3 slices make it filling, though still leaning on heavy on bread and cheese. Compared to plain cheese pizza, this has more balance thanks to toppings.
Dessert, I'm having a date with peanut butter and flaky sea salt.
This is a surprisingly smart dessert choice. The date offers natural sweetness, peanut butter adds protein and healthy fats, and the sea salt enhances flavor while keeping it from being overly sweet. It's indulgent but also nutrient packed compared to traditional desserts. This day balances indulgence with mindful choices. Strengths include protein from sushi and chicken, fiber and nutrients from dates and spinach, and creative dessert swaps like the peanut butter date. Weaknesses are the sorbet swirl early in the day and a heavy reliance on bread and cheese with pizza. Overall, though this is a more intentional day of eating than it first appears, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. Playful, flavorful, and reasonably balanced. Thanks for watching another What I Eat in a Day Fat Edition. If you enjoyed, hit that like button, subscribe, and comment below for more daily compilations breakdowns. Social media linked below. New chaos every day. See you in the next one. Bye!